certain acts rise to the top for you. Um, how does somebody do that? Is it just through the promo? What do you develop in the way of a relationship? What do you try to get out of the act to bring them into your inner circle to be one that you're going to always recommend?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that, because after you sell the act, you got to go out and make the thing happen. I mean, you book the act in the spring or in the winter, and when July comes and the fair is happening, you got to make sure that act is there. They do a great job. They're easy on the fair. By that I mean they're not causing any problems. They get in there, they do their job, they get out of there and make everybody happy. That's that's to me number one. The next year, you can bet I'm going to be promoting that act everywhere I can, because they did their job. They stayed out of the way. By out of the way, I mean, when you go into a fair or festival, you got to remember these people are working their butts off making this fair or festival happen, and they're busy. They're parking cars, taking care of security, first aid, whatever, and they don't have time to listen to an act come in there and gripe because the sandwiches you brought them were cold or whatever, you know. So you need to have an act that comes in there, does their job. My philosophy is, we'll take care of the stage, you take care of your fair, and make the fair happy, make the crowd happy, make the act happy, and you're home free.
Okay, fantastic.
One other thing, you're talking about artists. I guess we're gearing this to artists, but one other thing that artists need to realize concerning fairs is, well, and from my perspective, especially as an agent, a lot of times fairs don't know how to treat artists also. And I always felt that I had an up on that one, because I was at one time an artist. But if an artist pulls into a fair and the fair just says, there's the stage, see ya. You know, I mean, there are certain things that a fair needs to provide, but they need to understand that before the date too. So, you know, we need to have, you need to give them a place to dress, to change clothes. If they're there all day long, which is a lot of times the case, they're going to need to have, you know, a cooler with water or drinks and some food to eat somewhere along the line. And the fair needs to know all this stuff in advance. A lot of times, you know, after you've dealt with a fair for so long, it becomes automatic. It's no big deal. It's just something that a lot of times they don't think about, you know, because they don't realize what an artist goes through. They just might have driven 8 hours to get to this fair. They need to have a shower or whatever. You know, it depends on the situation. But a fair, the fairs need to also know what's required of the art, what's required of them to keep the artist happy too.
And a lot of times that would be in a rider or...
Yeah, that's my job.
Okay.
I mean, and that's the number one rule is no surprises. Make sure the fair knows what's expected of them, make sure the artist knows what's expected of them, and everybody will be happy.